everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to embellish this $5 board I got from Target to make a cute little Valentine's Day decoration. We're going to be using our Silhouette Cameo and our Caesar vinyl in Old Gold Glitter and Easyweed in white. I have my Silhouette Studio open. Now what I did is I took a photo of the heart that I'm working with. Here's my heart here. Now the reason why I did this and not the pick scan mat was that this is actually larger than the work area for that mat. So I went ahead and brought my picture in. So my heart is about 10 inches wide at the widest part. Now I need to make a shape that fits within that so I can set up my design. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scale down my photo. So I'm going to go right here to my scale tool. And I'm going to click 33% just to get it down smaller, and then maybe take this corner and drag it down. Now what I need to do is I need to create a shape from this, so I'm going to use my smooth freehand tool. It's right here. It looks like a figure 8. I'm going to click right here in the middle and then continue on the path of my heart until I finish. Now the smooth freehand tool will curve a little bit as you go, so you won't get the exact shape that you're working with, but it'll be pretty close. It'll be enough to be able to make your design. So I'm going to continue this over, and I can make my section shorter if my design is curving. So I'm going to bring it down, bring it like this, and then we'll click right in this corner. Now if you see it's curving right there, we're going to go back after and fix that in point editing. So let's go ahead, bring this up, and then we just have a couple more sections to do. We'll do this, and then we can bring that, close it. Then I'm going to use my pointer tool, move my photo out of the way. Now you can see that's my heart. Obviously it's not perfect, but it helps give us a guideline of how large we should make our design. So let's go over here, double click to point edit, and then this right here, we're going to click on this point, and we're going to click corner. This will allow us to make a sharp edge there. We have our handles right here. I'm just going to bring this in all the way to the square. And then the same with the other one. And now we have our sharp corner. So we're all set there. And now I need to make a little bit of a boundary, because if you look at the heart, it has a frame to it. So I'm going to do an internal offset. And I'll just type in the default 0.125 value. And then hit apply. So you'll see we have two lines here. I'm going to highlight both of these, and I want to make it one object. I want it to be a ring. So if I fill it in right now, you can see I have two objects right on top of each other, both filled in. I need to say to fill in only the ring part of it. So we're going to highlight both of these, right click, make compound path. So now Silhouette knows that the outside line and the inside line create one shape all together. So now here's our workspace basically. So this is going to say love notes. So let's type love, and I am going to do Control A to highlight all of it, and then I'm going to use this font called Script. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So we have love, and then I'm going to go ahead, press Alt to get this plus sign over my text, drag it down. So now I've made a complete duplicate, and then I'll double click, highlight, notes. So now it carried over both properties, the font size and the actual font style. So I'm going to highlight both of them and click this corner, and we want our design to be about this large on our heart. Now there's a couple things that I need to do. The first part is you can see that these letters are overlapping. With script fonts, right now it recognizes every letter as a single letter. So right here, it'll actually cut those lines. So we need to tell the software that, that these need to be stayed together. So we're going to go over here, go to Modify, Weld. These will be ungrouped, so do Control E, which is compound path. Weld again, Control E, compound path. So when I do this, we can either cut it this way, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slight offset. You can see that this has stripes on it, and because of that, it may make your text hard to read without a border to it. So we go over here, put both of these like this. Let's make sure we have it set up how we like. So I'm going to bring it like this. Pretty good. Now group them together, and let's go to our offset panel. Go to offset, and the default is 0.125. I think that's totally fine, so I'm going to apply it. And now we have a lot of red lines. This is where filling comes into play. So I'm going to take my love notes, fill that in pink, so I know that looks good. And we can see there's some little sections in here with a little line, and I want to get rid of that. So we're going to right click, release compound path, and you can see this right here can stay, but I don't want these tiny sections here. So I'm going to hold down shift and click on the parts that I do want. Click here, click here. Now everything that I don't want is still selected, so I can quickly hit delete. And then I'm going to make this a compound path again because I have that little circle there. So make compound path. So now when we go to apply it, we're all set there. Now we're not going to cut this workspace. We just use this to make sure we could size our design correctly. So let's go ahead and delete it. And then I'm going to set this up in the corner. We're cutting on HTV, so I'm going to flip horizontally. And I won't be using a cutting mat. So let's go to my design page settings. Cutting mat, none. And this is very important if you're using the Cameo 3 because it'll basically load your material in a different length depending on what you have loaded. So you can either move one color out of the way to cut, or I'm going to do cut by color. So let's go over here to our cut settings. We'll do cut, and then let's go to advanced. So now you can see by fill color. So I'm going to go over here, uncheck pattern, which is my photo, and then only keep my pink selected. I'm going to click on that and set my cut settings. This is going to be glitter. So I'll go over here, glitter HTV. This is a preset that I made for myself. Go over to this, change it to my automatic blade. And I've already done my test cut. I'm all set. So I'm going to go ahead, cut this, and then when I'm done, I'll cut my second color, and then I'll be ready for the next step. Here are both my colors. They're both cut, so now I just need to weed them out. I'm going to grab this corner, peel up my vinyl. Now this is our Caesar Old Gold glitter vinyl. You can find that on our website on therhinestoneworld.com. You can purchase it from the link in the description or the link that'll pop up in the video. So this is our Old Gold, and this is the normal Caesar Easyweed in white. Now the great thing about Easyweed is it can be layered. So what I did for this design is I am actually going to layer my gold right on top of my Easyweed. I'm just going to peel this up. So here's the glitter part. It's all set up. Now I'm going to weed my Easyweed. Now this is set, so when we apply it, it'll look like this. We have this set. Now, here is the heart that I'm applying it to. It has raised edges, so it's not something that you can really put in a heat press. So we're going to use our home iron. Now the reason why we can get away with using a home iron is because we're not actually going to be washing this, so we really just need it to stay enough to stick. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my Easyweed in my workspace. The cool thing is I can use these lines to make sure I have it on straight. So I'm going to put it on straight. And now I have my cover sheet. I'm just going to take my cover sheet and put pressure down on this to get my Easyweed to stay. I'm going to go over here, bring it down. So I'm just going to start off doing a couple presses to see how it goes. My iron is set to cotton, and I'm putting a decent amount of pressure in this. I'm actually putting most of my body weight. Let's lift this up and see how it looks. Now you can see the texture a little bit here, but it's missing over here. Now a good press, you'll see the texture of your vinyl through the Easyweed, so that means I need to put more pressure over here. Okay, so let's peel this up. So there is my Easyweed. I have that set. Now I'm going to place my glitter. And And remember, you can layer on top of Easyweed, but you cannot layer glitter on top of glitter. For craft things like this, you possibly could get away with it because you're not washing it. But if you're doing glitter on top of glitter, water will get in between and it won't stay long term. So let's go ahead and press again. So put pressure down with your iron. Put down pressure. So let's really get this on there. And again, you're not wearing this, so you have a little bit more leeway than doing apparel. If you're doing apparel, we definitely recommend using a heat press. That's what you're going to get the best pressure and the best results with. Let's go ahead and lift this. So we have our love notes. A little bit of the glitter will get on your Easyweed from the carrier. You should be able to brush it off later. So now we have our love notes. We have that nice white offset to get it to stay. So we have our Caesar Old Gold glitter vinyl and our Easyweed vinyl in white. Both colors can be purchased from our website, therhinestoneworld.com. I purchased this board from Target for their Valentine's Day section. An easy project that you can do with it. If you have any more questions, you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com.